This episode is brought to you by Pocket Chefs. Pocket Chefs helps new, current, and expecting moms save time and money with affordable, contactless weekly meal prep starting at $179 a week. Visit PocketChefs.com to get $75 off your first order when you use the code CHEFJADE. Bonjour, fellow foodies. Jade and Zelda here in picturesque Paris, France. Just stopping by because I found out my great-grandfather on my father's side is French, which definitely tracks because much like the people of Paris, your girl's got style. We are in front of the famous Eiffel Tower, built to celebrate the centennial of the French Revolution. Vive la France! Today, we're here to talk about Ratatouille. And I don't mean the movie. Although the main character and I do both aspire to be professional chefs. Ratatouille is a super versatile #tradish. It can be an appetizer, entree, or side dish. It can be served hot, room temp, or cold. You can do your own spin on it, even though more traditional French chefs will turn their nose up if it's not the original ingredients of eggplants, zucchini, tomato, and onion. Personally, I throw in bell peppers, yellow summer squash, and Kalamata Olives to really Jadeify it. And I always want my dishes to entice visually before it even hits your lips. So I cut the veggies very thin, like this. That way you can layer the ingredients, making it look as magnificent as a Monet. This recipe is perfect for a summer day like today, because the word ratatouille means to stir up, and started as a recipe that peasants made with what was available after the summer harvest. But like a true fashionista, ratatouille had a glow-up and can be found on even the fanciest of restaurant menus. Whether you thin slice or chop, layer, or stir it up like a stew, this vegan tradish is quick and delish, and paired best with Bordeaux. Did you know that members of my VIP community get early access to the latest episodes of my podcast? Go to cookingwithjade.com/community to join. This episode is sponsored by Blank, the most natural sheets you'll ever sleep in. Organic cotton, rainwater, and wind power. That's all. Visit blank.com and receive 35% off your order when you use the code JADE. Let's move on to the baking. On y va? That means, shall we? And it's about the extent of my French phrases. Your first step is to preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's gather our harvest together while we wait for the oven to heat up. You'll need 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste, a half an onion, chopped, a 1/4 cup of minced garlic. To make things easier, you can get minced garlic in a jar. 1 tablespoon of olive oil, extra virgin for the most flavor, 3/4 of a cup of water, 1 small eggplant, trimmed and sliced as thin as possible, 1 zucchini, trimmed and sliced super thin, 1 yellow squash, trimmed and, you guessed it, thinly sliced, 1 red bell pepper, or capsicum, if you prefer its fancy name, cored and sliced thin, 1 yellow bell pepper, cored and thin sliced, 1 teaspoon of fresh thyme leaves, or use more or less, depending on how much herby flavor you're feeling that day. 3 tablespoons of mascarpone cheese, for my dairy-eating friends, or you can use my personal favorite, cashew cheese. You can also skip the cheese altogether if you're more of a purist. Have some salt, pepper, and extra olive oil handy for the finishing touch. You'll need a 10 by 10 inch baking dish, and before we get started, a little trick that will help for later. Flip the dish on top of a piece of parchment paper and trace the perimeter of the dish. Cut the paper inside the line you traced so that the paper fits inside the dish. You didn't know you'd be doing a little arts and crafts project too, did you? Put the paper off to the side for later. Use a sharp knife so you can really get your veggies razor thin. It'll take some time, but it'll just add to the beauty of this dish. Don't we all want the envy and praise from our social media followers when we post a pic of the finished product? Of course we do. Don't forget to tag it with #tradish. I want to see it and cheer you on. Okay, so we've got all the components. It's time to put the pieces of this #tradish puzzle together. Take your baking dish and spread the tomato paste in the bottom. Then sprinkle in the onion, garlic, water, and a single tablespoon of olive oil. Mix them together until it seems evenly combined. Now, let's get to the fun part, arranging your ingredients so it looks like it should be in a glass case at the Louvre. This part is also great to grab a friend, your partner, or kids to help you bring your masterpiece to life. Place alternating slices of eggplant, zucchini, yellow squash, red bell pepper, and yellow bell pepper. Begin at the outer edge of the dish and work your way in towards the center, spiraling your layers. Place the slices evenly so that you can see every gorgeous color pop. Once you've gotten all of those meticulously sliced veggies in the dish, drizzle 3 more tablespoons of olive oil on top. Then sprinkle salt, pepper, and thyme to your preferred taste. Place the piece of parchment paper that you cut on top of your masterpiece and slide that baby in the preheated oven for about 45 minutes, or until the veggies are roasted and tender. Get ready for your kitchen to smell like a quaint little French bistro. This is a very simple, basic recipe, but feel free to throw something in to make it your own. The way I Jadeify my ratatouille is by adding Kalamata Olives and squeezing fresh lemon juice over it before serving with a slice of baguette. What can I say? I'm a sucker for carbs. Once your dish is ready, serve it with a dollop of real cheese, nut cheese, or leave it as is. With all of the fresh veggies and herbs, it's hard to go wrong. Plus, it's a healthy dose of natural goodness, whether you're dining solo or with the entire family. Find the recipe in the description and hit subscribe. Don't forget to share your finished dish and let me know how you made it your own. Where do you think I'm headed next? I guess you'll just have to join us next time and find out. Same Jade, same Zelda, new recipe and country. Au revoir.